Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sports Kabri. With me, Rishi and Adi, we're here to sort of talk about RCB versus Punjab Kings. Of course, this is our first live this IPL. We're a few days late, but dude, it's been an amazing start. I think to this IPL season. This was a cracker of a game. I think it was very well poised. It wasn't the typical Chinnaswamy pitch. I think Shikhar Dhawan said after the game as well that it was coming on to the ball. I mean, it was coming onto the bat 70%, but then 30% was stopping, it was turning. So it wasn't a typical Chinnaswamy pitch. It was tricky, but in the end, the heroics of Dinesh Karthik, Mahipal Lomror getting RCB across the line. We had that big innings from Virat Kohli. Harpreet Brar made it really challenging for RCB. So, a lot of stuff to talk about. Rishi, your thoughts on this game, bro? Because it's been one of those IPLs that's gotten off to a great start. We've had a few close games. SRH won that they should have won, really close. Then you had GT Mumbai again, really close. So we've had a few games that have gone to the last over already.
Remember before the IPL started, I was saying like, bro, the vibes are so right this time that like this IPL is gonna IPL like all the other proper IPLs.
Yeah.
Like we really can't ask for more at this point. Like it's been right like from the off, it's been all cracking games. Like one after the other, it's all been cracking games so far.
Yeah, I
So
swear. I swear.
it's been brilliant. And again, yeah, like this is not like one of those typical RCB pitches, like Bangalore pitches, where it just comes onto the bat beautifully and it's a batting paradise. Like it was quite tricky, but that's where the class of Virat Kohli was really standing out. You could see him standing head and shoulders above others in terms of like pure filtering out the quality. And then again, Rahul, how many times have I told you that it's time we stop taking Cameron Green seriously, at least at this point,
Bro,
and
come
we
on.
bring in an like RCB should bring in an extra batter and give a foreign bowler, someone like Topley or Lockie Ferguson, a go in the
Mm.
team. And again, it's just showing like match after match. But yeah, maybe it's too early to decide on that. But then again, I've been saying from day one, this Cameron Green is not all that. So yeah, let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. No, I think we'll get to Cameron Green, we'll get to Glenn Maxwell. Sort of they're the top talking points, or at least from an RCB perspective, Adi. But reactions, bro, from the for the game at least, because crazy game. It was really fun to watch it. So yeah, your reaction.
Yeah, dude. I mean, generally, RCB game in Chennai means expect at least 220 runs to chase down.
Mm,
But today, you could see the pitch also, like the pitch had a lot of weak spots, and it
yeah, there
was
were
very
a lot of
different
drops.
from our general shiny pitch of RCB, where it's like, very flat and you can get off from the start. But again, to be fair, Virat was in the first 4 overs, he's very aggressive. So you
Yeah,
could see he was not struggling much in terms of playing it off. But I don't know how, like, especially with Brar, coming in and Abada, both of them did an incredible job in the middle overs, especially limiting Virat and getting two important wickets, Green, Maxwell, and one more wicket. I'm sorry, I forgot. Patidar.
particular.
They all went pretty quickly, in the space of 4 to 5 overs. And that time Virat was in a tight spot. You could see Virat also slowing down after 4 5 overs. But then typically RCB makes it tougher for themselves because we got such a good start, and I don't know why they didn't. Especially with Partiler and Green. I mean, Green again, he kind of struggled today. I didn't want him to come one down because it just didn't make sense.
Yeah,
I don't think he's batted a lot in terms of just sending him one down. I also wanted him to come in the later stages when it would have been for easier for him to just smack it out, like maybe how Lomror came at that area, like after Maxwell. They sent him one down. I was surprising. I expected Patida to come in the power play, and dude, I wanted him to play in the power play because he'll get some
yeah,
confidence. You could see how you know how he played decent, but you could see him missing a lot of shots, not judging the line and length properly today. Like he hit a six and 1 4, but he was struggling fully today, like in terms of picking the line and length and trying to play off. I don't think he was able to judge the pitch today, and the even the pace of the ball. Like a lot, he struggled a lot of time picking up the pace. And that's something I wanted him to come one down and get that experience because you saw he missed out last year fully for RCB
Yeah.
and he hasn't played in the IPL since like we were in the lockdown phase basically, right? And
Yeah.
coming to, and again playing IPL, you need to have a lot of games in hand and experience to play. That is why I wanted him to play, but again, Green got the chance. He lost the wicket, more pressure on Partilar. He played decent, hit a six. That was just a six, I can't really even count that as a six. Someone tall, you never know he would have caught it. But yeah, that's the thing. He
Yeah. Yeah.
struggled
But
today. Yeah, but again, typically, especially DK, believed him since day one, and I was not
yeah.
surprised when he finished it off for RCB. I was like, everyone was celebrating. For me, I just expected him to finish it off. People wrote him off just because he's a commentator right now. But as people say, class is permanent, right? Do like have friends like remember, Vanch and all. Like he keeps saying DK shouldn't be playing. The guy is washed. Like he's a commentator right now, part-time cricketer. But like in our group chat when we keep it private, we know that we all stick behind DK. And you saw last two games, he's shown that class, right? He's shown that his experience throughout 10, 15 years of his cricketing career. He just comes, plays those death overs, and he plays it so calmly. So
Yeah.
again, not surprising, and especially Lomro, bro. Like the way he came in the end, that
Crazy.
1-6 and that 4 was very important. Took off pressure from DK also, put pressure on the bowlers, and then the last two overs, DK took it over. So
Yeah.
great win. But yeah, still problems for RCB for sure.
Yeah, yeah, we'll discuss them, but yeah, for me at least, I going into the season, I thought if you had to pick between one of Anuj Rawat and Maipal Lomror, I would have gone Lomror actually. It was quite surprising that they went with Anuj Rawat. Even after that performance, I still think Lomror is a more explosive batter. He has more to his game and he shows more intent. But um, moving to Rishi, your favorite topic, bro, Green and Maxwell. I think it's too early in the tournament. It's two games, bro. At the end of the day, it's two games. Not sure what Green was going for today. At this toe end, I think it caught Maxwell. uh, I don't know, man. Just not happening for him. But yeah, bro, Rishi, Green and Maxwell.
It's I
It's too early.
I completely agree with Adi when he said that sending Cameron Green up the order didn't
Yeah,
really make
that I
sense.
agree too. Yeah, I
Like,
agree. I agree with that.
he's not a traditional orthodox batsman who can face the new ball, face the swing, or maybe they wanted to like get a few runs, go a bit aggressive, show some intent. But Cameron Green doesn't necessarily have the history of doing that. Like even for Mumbai Indians last year, he had one century against SRH, and other than that, he was struggling more or less throughout the entirety of the season. So if you do have to play Cameron Green, I really think you have to play him much lower, much down the order. But then again, there's the uncertainty of Glenn Maxwell. That's another whole case. From years I've been saying this guy has been one of the most unreliable and unpredictable batsmen in world cricket. As big of a fan I am of his bowling, which is really underrated, he's
Hmm.
so economic. He bowls end to end, keeps things tight. But when it comes to his batting, you just can't rely on him. He has proven that years on. So it's yeah, it
Yeah,
is
I
it is a
agree.
tricky situation for
Yeah, yeah, it
him
proved
to
like how he
be in.
played against Afghanistan in the World Cup
Afghanistan, okay,
last year. Yeah,
sure. Everyone,
proved it
like
time and time
everyone has
again.
that one innings to for their career reel. It's all about consistency.
No, but
He's
dude,
shown
You don't
decades of
expect it from
not.
him. He's that kind of player you
no, no,
don't
but
expect
the truth
consistency.
about Maxi is in the last 12 months he's been really good.
Yeah, and he's been very consistent
That's
over
He
the
what.
past
is
12
he has been good for Australia for a purple patch. Before that, in IPL, he has again been unreliable. He's again shown he'll give a quick fire 20 of 5 or 30 of 10 balls. Okay, in some occasions fine, you can say that is what the team needs. But when you're coming two down, when you're chasing a huge total, you do need some sort of responsibility from a batsman
Yeah, yeah,
of his experience. And
yeah, fair.
to in all these years, that hasn't he hasn't really shown that.
Hmm.
So yeah, but then again, it's still the start of the season, so plenty of time for RCB to figure that out. So
Yeah,
this is only positive and going on and onward and upward for RCB henceforth.
yeah, true. Adi, coming to Punjab, I think they've got some problems as well. Unfortunately, I don't know if Harshal Patel is the bowler that they were looking for. We've seen enough of Harshal Patel in the past, and it looks like today he was still a Bangalore boy, still a Bangalore player, and he kind of handed it to us. You think they got the depth bowling that they need? Sam Curran and Harshal Patel
And
seeming.
Rabada. Dude, that's a thing. I
No,
feel
but
like
yeah.
they spent Rabada too early. Like they should have kept him for the death overs because that's where you bring the big boys back, right? They should have used Harshal Patel in the middle overs more. They could have used a bit of him. They could have used a bit of Rahul Chair also. I don't know why they didn't use Chair, even though he was
His
expensive for the
first was
one
really
over.
bad. Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
I feel like
extensively blown over.
And
yeah,
apparently,
just
there's
bowled
also
one
a
over.
stat. There's also a stat saying that Punjab were the least wicket-taking team from with their spin bowlers last season, so that they have problems. And it's the same spinners
Yeah,
that won this year. Yeah.
exactly. I mean, even with Brar, I feel like he only turns up against RCB. Last year, I remember he got all the big three out. Also, I remember when he got Faf, AB, and I mean Faf, Virat, and Maxwell out in that one match. Yeah, and again, apart from that, Rahul Chair struggled a lot last year. Also, I remember that. And this at least today only balled one over, which it's kind of weird because you have a bowler who's he being a full-fledged bowler, full-fledged spinner. Imagine only bowling one over,
Hmm.
where you saw there was good, you know. I mean, when you see your counterpart and another spinner of Rahul, I mean, Brar, who bowled beautifully. I mean, I think Shikhar Dhawan could have used at least one more over of his. You saw even Maxwell got wickets today. Uh, Dagar was okay, it was not that great. But again, you have to use at least 1 or 2 overs of Rahul Chair to have Rabada in the death. They finished. I think Rabada was done with his 4 overs within before
13th
the,
over.
yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah, 12
13th.
overs, 12,
Yeah.
13 overs, he was done. And
Yeah.
especially Rabada being a main bowler who can get those wickets, having at least 1 over for him in the deep would have helped. Imagine him bowling the 19th over or the 20th over. He could
Hmm.
have, controlled that thing, uh, which was short-sighted by Shikhar Dhawan. I don't know why he used all the 4 overs of his in the beginning itself. But apart from that, again, you see Rabada is their main bowler. Without that, Ashdeep Singh is he's still not come off his age. He's sometimes inconsistent. Sometimes he balls beautifully in the last over. He can control those 2, 3 runs he needed. Sometimes he's just loose like today, where he was not able to pick the line and ball the right line and length to DK. And DK was able to judge, like the first ball itself. He knew where he's going to ball, and he just preempted and played the shot.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was pretty ordinary bowling by others. Harshal Patel is the same story every time I seen him ball. Like he can get 1 or 2 wickets, but he is just too costly for those 1 or 2 wickets. It's like spending 30, 20, 25 runs for 1 wicket. So it's like, do you want a wicket but also get trash for 20, 25 runs, in the 2 overs you give him? He can get those odd 1, 2 wickets. Like today also he got 2 wickets, right? But again,
I
he
think
just
for Kohli,
doesn't.
that's it, bro. I don't think he got any
Yeah,
wickets.
Kohli. Yeah, he got 1 wicket. I'm not sure. But again, like it's again very much like he gets 1, 2 wickets, but he's too expensive.
Yeah.
And consistently 3, 4 years he's been paid the big bucks, right? He's one
Yeah.
of those few all-rounders who goes for easily 12 crores minimum, with RCB and now with Punjab. And even in the auction, he was a pretty hot prospect with other teams also fighting for him in the auction itself. So I still don't get like, what the reliance of Harshal Patel, why teams go for him for so much. I mean, at the end of the day, he is a handy player. Those odd games he can get you those quick 5, 2, 3 wickets in 2 overs in the death, which always helps you release pressure and helps other bowlers get a bit of this thing. But if he doesn't do that, it's pretty ordinary bowling. Uh,
Yeah.
Again, I just want if because Punjab can't do anything now, Harsha Patel is going to be with them.
Yeah.
Just help, for example, going in the death overs with Rabada and Harshal Patel can help them out better, even Harshal Patel a bit better, because if he's getting 1, 2 wickets and a bit expensive, Rabada can lower down that run rate and take the
Mm.
pressure out. So I feel like it was more of Dhawan having those combination issues, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Punjab again, some another team which is like same old story kind of franchise.
Agniv is asking Cameron Green, do you think he perfectly fits for Bangalore? I think they're still looking for his the right spot in the batting order. I don't know if the plan is to use him as a floater. Like it's possible that they could,
Yeah.
based on the situation, to sort of deploy Cameron Green. But to me, I think number
So
four is where
yeah.
Green is.
But like I've seen Green in the first 2 matches, I just feel he's a bit lost all over. Even in terms of bowling and batting, I just don't think they've given him a solid.
Role.
like see like an environment where we want this from you, that from you. They don't. I don't think the management, the captain, the team behind the coaching staff have given him that place. Like you could see at least in Mumbai, they were very consistently putting him either opening or one down, where they wanted him to come in the power play and use that you know just two fielders outside, use the power play and try to score a lot of runs. And he was pretty successful a lot in in the last year in terms of. I remember him getting aggressive, and at least Mumbai gave him a plan. With RCB, last game he came after Maxwell. This game he comes one down. I still don't think, even with the bowling, I don't think he has a proper role with bowling. When he's bowling, I
Doesn't.
feel like he's a bit lost. He doesn't get the right line length. He bowls a lot of short balls. He misses a lot of the short balls also. So I think the RCB management haven't given him more. I can see him. He's more of a guy with less confidence, maybe nervous, because finally coming to a huge franchise where playing with the best player in the world, and one of the best captains in the world, etc. Like obviously the pressure will be more than just playing for Mumbai, where it's always chill there, right? So
True.
maybe the pressure's got to him. So I just want to. I feel like Cameron Green is one of those special all rounders right now in cricket. He's very young, and we've seen him. He has the power, the talent, etc. It's just more of getting him the right role, and once he's settled in the role, I feel like you can get the best out of him.
That's true. Assist talks, bro. I don't know BFC or RCB. I can't pick between the two or anything. RCB did come first, however. Yeah. Rishi, bro, your team, Mumbai Indians, has been sort of in the limelight even before the start of the IPL.
Not for the right reasons, bro.
Exactly, bro. And it's fun to talk about it. There's so much nice stuff to discuss when it comes to Mumbai, at least from a neutral perspective. Looking back, actually, not so neutral, not a big Mumbai fan, anyways. But yeah, bro. Hardik Pandya taking over as captain from Rohit Sharma, and it has not gone down well at all. How have you taken to it?
I mean, I see what the club and what the management wanted to do. They wanted to move on from an aging, sort of out of favor player who was, of course, one of the integral parts of the club's success, to a younger captain. But the way they handled it, oh my god, it could not get any worse. Like, first of all, there have been discussions that there is a clause in Hardik Pandya's contract saying that the only way he returns is him being a captain and all that. I don't know how true that is, and if it is true, that's just him holding the club at ransom. And first of all, I
Mm,
don't think you should have just gotten bullied by that, like by such
mm,
demands. And there are, like, even if you do want to move on from Rohit Sharma, there are multiple ways to do that. Like Chennai are a textbook example of how you treat a player who deserves that kind of respect. Who
mm,
even, like, of course, like, it's not like MS Dhoni is going to be completely away from like taking decisions or giving advice to Rutraj Gaikwad. Like, Rutraj is of course going to approach MS at every other step. That's only natural. You don't need to completely ice out a captain or completely snatch that position away uh, from your most successful captain, from one of the most integral parts of your success.
yeah.
And yeah, so I think it's a really unprofessional move from Mumbai. Like, although I can see what every team wants to move to a younger captain, like move on from like the aging players. But again, there's a certain way you do that. I really don't think Mumbai held up the class or the dignity of both the teams and the captain.
Do you think Hardik Pandya is the right guy to take over?
To be fair, we were discussing this yesterday also, and he really did a good job with Gujarat Titans. So I can't. There's no negative, or there's no evidence to say that he will not succeed at Mumbai Indians. Like, this is, after all, the club where he made his name, where he became the player that he is. So, and he's shown his quality. Like, of course, like, dude, you are the captain. To an extent, you can use tactics, you can move around with the field, but at the end of the day, you are the kind of captain with the players you are dealt with, to a huge extent. And Gujarat did have a lot of quality players, but so will Mumbai. So I don't have any evidence to say that he will not become a good captain. It's just The way things have
Hmm.
gone down, I don't know how the players will take it. I don't know how. Like you could see the minute this decision was announced, a lot of players were unhappy. They went to, I think Bumrah and Sky went to social media and posted some heartbreak story and some other silence is better than, or whatever stories those were. So of course this was, like, you can understand as a player as well, like the captain that you worked with, who you have a lot of respect for, when you see the team or the management not showing him that kind of respect, of course it's not gonna reflect well on the team as well. And if anything, I think that could go wrong with Mumbai Indians. But I don't have I'm fairly confident if it was in a better scenario, I really think Hardik Pandya would have succeeded as a captain.
Okay, okay. Adi, do you think the players have taken well to Hardik Pandya as captain?
I mean, again, when it comes to players, it's more like I think it's a bit of
It
Ishan
looks like
Kishan,
it
Bumrah,
looks like they're
Sky
still
is the
looking at
players
Rohit
of
Sharma.
Mumbai, right? Dude, I see the thing with Rohit Sharma, Hardik Pandya. It's like it's basically a management thing, right? Like you can't blame Rohit, you can't blame Hardik. The management was happy to bring
Yeah,
Hardik back because they realized they have to plan because next year we'll have the reset of IPL. And see, for example, if Hardik doesn't stay in GT and he wants to leave GT, he'll be in the auction. They won't be able to
yeah,
sign him, right? So
yeah.
obviously, in the auction, he would have come up to 20, 25 crores, whatever. Like you never know.
Probably
So
more.
I guess, yeah. So I just think from Mumbai's point of view, they wanted him to come this year where they can retain him for next year, right?
Hmm.
And again, if you're getting Hardik Pandya from GT to MI, last two seasons he's been one of the best captains in the IPL. We never know, like in terms of on the paper, in terms of what he's done with the GT team, a new franchise, first two seasons of GT, both the times they reached the IPL final. They could have won the IPL final. I mean, IPL last year also, very unlucky in the last over. So it's like you can't blame Mumbai to if they want Hardik. You can't blame Hardik because he's leaving GT to Mumbai. Like, what is the guarantee for him? Everyone wants to be the captain. Everyone wants to, being a captain of Mumbai Indians or an IPL franchise gives you that step towards being the captain for Indian team also, right? So for his point of view, I get it. Like obviously, if I want to go to another team, captaincy is the minimum requirement because at the end of the day, Hardik's looking at after himself first, right? That's how the sport is. That's how the business is. And you can also argue that Rohit Sharma has been the greatest one of the greatest IPL captains, etc. But at the moment, in terms of what Hardik did with, uh, you know, with GT, what he did with, if he's also touted to be the next Indian captain for T20s, etc. So you can't help it but always want to look at the transition. And I feel like it's okay for Rohit. I think at the end of the day, he is the Indian captain, and everyone's going to look at him for anything because you can see all the players have the respect for Rohit. Like that's the guy they go to first. Same way in CSK. Like the thing with CSK, we can't compare CSK with the Mumbai fiasco because CSK is more like Dhoni is the one who took that decision that he doesn't want to be the captain anymore. And he's
Yeah.
okay with Gaikwad being the captain. And Gaikwad is a young guy who's never captained. He captains the Maharashtra team, I think, right? But he
He also
hasn't.
captained the Indian team.
Yeah, India A. I mean, in India and the Asia Games also,
He
right? But
captained the senior team for T20s.
that was like the second string team, though, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah. Obviously,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, that's the thing. But
Uh,
yeah, that's the thing. But Gaikwad again, like in terms of experience, doesn't have the experience of, uh, you know, what do you say, Hardik? He's first time captaining, the team in the IPL, etc. So it's a different scenario again, right? But at the end of the day, it's how the people took it, and I don't think the fans taken it happily. I feel like all the Mumbai fans rather have Rohit Sharma as the captain. I get it, right? It's all sentiments, and when there's a player who's done so much for the franchise, you always treat him with respect. Maybe Mumbai did it a bit, in a sneaky way. They could have let Rohit be the captain for this season, maybe, and transition him out for the next season, which is always more respectful in that. Because again, Hardik is not losing a lot out of, staying under the franchise, playing for Mumbai, and then going into captaincy next year, right? He could have always been a vice captain, been this, right hand man for Rohit Sharma. That's the right way to do it as a captain because, when you show that the Indian captain, who is the captain of India, is now the captain of the franchise, that really doesn't make sense, right? Like, how can you have Hardik playing under Rohit Sharma in the Indian team, which is the top level cricket of you know of cricketing, and then you see in the franchise level Rohit Sharma's under Hardik. So in that sense, yeah, it was a blunder by Mumbai Indians and the management. But again, I guess it's all those games behind the back, trying to think a long term, etc. But yeah, dude, like I'm loving the drama. That's it. I'm very happy.
Even I'm loving the drama. Rishi, bro, tomorrow it's an interesting game. It's Chennai Super Kings versus the Gujarat Titans. Both teams have gotten off to a winning start. I think Chennai more comfortably than Gujarat. But what do you think is going to happen tomorrow? Because this Chennai side just looks great like always.
I mean, when I except for that one season where they looked really shaky. I don't think they've ever seemed like a team that is in trouble.
Mm,
And again, the fact that they are playing in Chennai is going to play to their strengths a lot.
yeah, yeah.
And
Happy to
bro,
support.
also, what is the start this Mustafizur gave for Chennai? Like
Yeah,
that
crazy, no?
nobody
Crazy.
saw that coming.
Nobody
And
expected it.
they always have this one or two, like cat out of the bag, out of nowhere they pull out
Yeah,
these
bro, I
movies.
swear,
Like,
I swear.
so yeah, I
Yeah,
think clear favorites are Chennai Super Kings, but Gujarat have the quality. Like on their day, Gujarat really can give them a run for their money. But all
yeah,
it you can't. But then again, CSK going into this game in Chennai are the clear favorites.
yeah, bro, for sure. Adi, worried for Gujarat's batting, which just I'm not too sure if there's enough firepower in their batting.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah,
been the
that's the
same
thing.
batting lineup they've carried for a while, though.
Yeah, apart from Hardik, yeah.
Apart from
I
Hardik,
don't think if Kane Williamson will play tomorrow. I don't know why he didn't play the first game.
yeah.
But dude, again, the thing with Gujarat is from the past 2 seasons we've been saying they've lacked the same firepower, etc. But they still weirdly get the best out of each player, right? So yeah, dude, like I don't. That's one thing I can't say anything with this Gujarat side because dude, I was telling I was watching the game yesterday. My sister was watching with me. I was like, this is an easy Mumbai win. Like Gujarat, I don't think they can defend. Like they scored what 165, 168,
Yeah.
and I expected Mumbai to easily chase it down, especially Rohit Sharma the way he was batting yesterday with Brevis. I thought it's going to be an easy chase. And I don't know how somehow they pulled it out just pulled it out from, you know, out of nothing basically. Yeah, the balls were against the back and then, Tilak Verma came. They he struggled in the middle. And then in the end it was just crazy again, bro. Like Hardik Pandya last over 6-4. You expect him to finish it off, start off the fairy tale, Hardik back in his old city, winning it for Mumbai, silencing all his
The
haters,
ultimate
whatever,
villain arc
etc.
storyline was being built.
Yeah, dude,
Exactly.
that's the thing. But again, like Gujarat just managed the situation so well. Basically, everything was against them, and managed it so well. And yeah, dude, like again, Gujarat, CSK, we saw what happened last year. That crazy final 3 days took 3 days to finish it.
Mm.
Mental, like last two balls were 10 runs to win out, two balls, Jadeja 6 and 4. So yeah, that was crazy. So I think maybe that there's still unfinished business for GT, and you never know. It's just weird with GT. Like I can never say if they're good or bad, even with the team they have. I mean, firepower, yeah, dude. I feel like they have like two, three power hitters like Tewatia, Biller, Rashid Khan also. I just think that opening, I feel like it's more of their front three, front four. Apart from Gill, they don't have the firepower in the beginning where they can get fast starts. Vridman Shah is very like he can even if he gets two, three, fours in the power play, he just seems like he's gonna get out there itself in the power play. He doesn't last over after the power play, right? And Sai Sudarshan is a guy who looks more suited for ODIs. He looks like a guy who needs more time to play, his innings, etc. So yeah, like weird team, but I've learned my lessons with Gujarat, and I don't like writing them. You know,
Bro, yeah. I completely agree, bro. I think
yeah,
first season, even after they won, I said, no, bro, not this
yeah,
season. But they
exactly.
win,
So
and they deliver the same play.
as much as we want Williamson in the lineup, where like who sits out for Williamson at
Yeah.
least from yesterday's lineup? Like I can't
There's
see
very
anyone.
little space for him. And
Yeah.
dude, on top of that,
They,
you're
they
playing
even
at
have they
Chepauk.
even have Matthew Wade, mind you.
Yeah, and they're playing at Chepauk. There's a potential that they would could go with Noor Ahmed for as
Hmm.
another.
Instead of
Uh,
Yeah.
Spencer Johnson.
yeah, exactly. Instead of Spencer
I mean,
Johnson, which is very likely.
yeah.
So yeah,
Dude, that's the
they've got
thing.
some
Like,
interesting options, bro.
yeah.
It'll be a little hard to get Williamson into the squad, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun, guys. Who
Yeah.
wins for you tomorrow? Just give me one word: CSK or GT.
CSK.
Dude, actually, I feel like CSK watching the first game, they were not that great. Like, I feel like RCB did a lot of stupid stuff, like what RCB did, generally. Like the way
Yeah,
they lost their wickets fast. Even Corey played a bit slow. So I just feel like the first game, I still don't think CSK are that good as like you would generally want them to be. Because it was at the end of the day, it was RCB bowling very poorly, which lost RCB the game. I feel like they
mm,
could have controlled the game well, but they just kept bowling short the entire time last game. And after some time, Dubey got used to it, got used to the rhythm, and then started picking up all the short balls. So that's where we lost the game last time. But again,
mm.
but dude, the thing is, their talent on paper is always better, right? Especially with Rachin and
And they're playing at home.
Gaikwad.
And they're
Yeah,
playing
that's
at
the
Chennai.
thing. Yeah, and the Chepauk pitch really looked good last time, right?
They
I
look
feel like it
decent,
looked better than,
Hmm.
yeah, it
usually.
looked better than Chinnaswamy Stadium. I feel like last time also that pitch was like a 190, 180, 185, 190 run pitch, and you could see like how easily Chennai batted, so that can be an advantage. I don't think GT have played in Chennai ever before. I think this is the first game they're playing in Chepauk, so I feel like the home advantage, Chennai is just going to easily win it.
Yep, absolutely, guys. Thanks so much for joining in. Thanks everybody in the chat as well for dropping your comments. And yeah, we've got IPL action tomorrow. Chennai Super Kings versus the Gujarat Titans at Chepauk. So catch that. We'll see you next time. Good night.